This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by
NordVPN. Get advanced security, internet freedom, and complete privacy. Save 73% off the 2-year plan plus 4 months free with code MMANUTS. Wild Alaskan Company. Healthy, affordable, convenient fish sent right to your door. Save $25 off with code BIGFISH25. Liquid Web, one of the top hosting companies around. Save 55% off with code Bigfoot. Prolon. Nourish your body with healthy plant-based ingredients that have been backed by science. Save 15% off with code FIT. Defense Soap. Everyday soaps for everybody. Use code MMANUTS to save 15% off your order.
Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts, episode 648.
648.
My name is Ingo Weigel.
Matt Griffith, MMA show by my fans, for my fans, walk the line between serious and ridiculous. Sweet. What is that? A pen?
No, just I don't know, some random thing I have. I think it's a AirPod cleaner thing.
It's
I
a
just realized
knife.
I have no liquid. That's okay though. I don't need any. It's very late. We're recording this post Super Bowl.
Yeah, post Super Bowl. It's like
and
10:45.
It's very late in the evening. Just got done watching the Chiefs come back and beat the Niners. What are your thoughts, Matt? What are your thoughts?
It's fucking depressing. I like to root for underdogs.
Yes.
I don't like these
Dynasties.
Yeah, and like all this Taylor Swift bullshit. It's all conspiracy. I don't like it. I feel like it's a setup.
Yeah, it's too bad. It was a good game. I was rooting for the Niners. What'd you think about the commercials? Because I want to point out one that I noticed, that the Bud Light commercial with the Clydesdales. Did you see that one near the end in the fourth quarter?
No.
Dana White was on that commercial. And
oh, I saw that earlier, yeah, but not during the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I thought there were a couple of decent commercials that were pretty funny. They had one with a bunch of like people from Friends and shit, and it was just kind of cool. But one of the better Super Bowl games I think in a while. So
yeah, when you go to overtime and anybody's got a chance, not so much. And I'll just say we could have had Patrick Mahomes as a Chicago Bear. It took Mitch Trubisky.
Well, we had some people over tonight, and we were talking about quarterbacks for the Bears, and
Yes.
the challenge was name one quarterback that you would consider it at the level of someone like a Patrick Mahomes that the Bears have had in their entire history of playing, and we couldn't name one. Closest,
Zero.
Of course, McMahon was able to make plays, but I'm not going to go out. He wasn't like this amazing
he was a
athlete.
super athlete.
No, he just kind of could figure shit out, you know. But
yeah, he was good, but he's not like a fucking phenom.
No. And so with a large city like ours, it's very strange that we just can't seem to figure that out. We've never.
I know. Like how many cracks. That's why I say in this draft, you gotta take a fucking quarterback. You gotta.
Yes.
I know you'll get a king's ransom to pass up that, but you gotta take your shot. You gotta get another fucking QB in here. Because without that, you're not going anywhere. And I think we've established
Caleb Williams is the guy that everyone's, you know.
I mean, there's some red flags from a lot of people I've talked to about him. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I don't think he comes issue free. And and again, all these quarterbacks, sometimes they look great on paper, and then you get them in here and they're like, oof, that one's not going to work, but you got to roll the dice. You got to do it. We can't keep going the way we're going. You got to take another guy. Sorry.
I mean, I think there's that guy out of Oregon. I like him a lot. Bo Nix, I think he's called. So,
well, that's the other thing too. Or you trade one down if you want to be a gambling man and let the other fucking whoever's the number one take whatever quarterback they want, and then you take what's the number two. Like that's an option also, because then you're dipping in both sides. You know, you're getting a bunch of draft picks, and you're still getting a quarterback. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We will see.
And then just quickly, I saw they announced that the Blackhawks are gonna host the St. Louis Blues at Wrigley Field for the 2025 Winter Classic. So that should be
what
cool.
month is that?
It's gonna be cold, so I don't know.
Like January,
Maybe
February?
because they shit, I should know that. I want to say it's January.
Okay. I mean, it depends. This January, February hasn't been exactly cold. So
Yeah.
if it was this year, it'd be perfect. You can go out there and you know, shorts and a t-shirt on some days if you drink enough beers.
Yeah, I mean, we've
It's
had some 50-degree temperatures here lately, so like holy
yep,
shit.
yep.
And then switch over right into some MMA. What do you want to
Yeah.
start with?
I don't know. Did you watch the fights this weekend?
I saw a couple. I saw a handful.
Oh.
Ige, like, didn't he murder? He fucking murdered someone. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, Andre Fili got a $50,000 bonus for that
Yeah, you should
bad
have.
boy. Um, so I just saw the highlights on that. I did not watch the whole event. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's just not been amazing.
No, and it's part of the problem, and I think a lot of people are starting to finally get on board with this, and even the fighters too. I think everyone's just sick of seeing them fight at the apex, right? Because I know from a financial standpoint, makes a fuck ton of sense because you're gonna save so much cabbage and it's
Hmm.
just easy. But if I'm a fighter, I do not want to fight in like someone's backyard, and that's the feel. Well, I might like to do that, but that's the feel that you're getting. Like you're not getting pumped up from a crowd, so I don't feel like you're gonna get the best performances out of these fighters either because you don't get the rush from the crowd. GSP
Yeah,
has talked about that, like the fucking rush from the crowd.
that helps, right?
Yeah. And again, but like the quality of that card, can you even put that in a fucking arena?
I don't think so. I mean, they'd have a hard time selling tickets. So,
Right. Unless it's someplace they haven't been in like 5 years, right? Then they're just hungry.
yeah.
You give them a main event and like the rest is shit.
Hmm.
But we've seen that fail in the past too because oh, the main event breaks off and now you don't have a card. This is everything else is dog shit. We got to
Yes.
cancel this whole fucking thing.
Yes. We don't want that to happen.
So,
Jon Jones.
yeah, exactly. And then let's go to the positive. So this weekend we have UFC 298 coming up. You have Volkanovski. I don't know how to pronounce this other guy's last name. Was it Topuria? I'll buy
I
that
think
for a
that's right.
dollar.
Ilya
So
Topuria.
you have the and Volkanovski, he was recently talking about his last fight, and I think he said he was like drinking every day or something.
Yeah, for like a couple weeks.
Yeah. So like I'll go back to the big screen, but just briefly, like what was his deal then? Like, was he did he mention why he was doing it? I didn't get
Uh,
the whole
well, from what I understand, and some of the information was somewhat cryptic. I don't know that he was telling everything to everyone. It seemed to me like he was
oh.
depressed and he was having a hard time with life away from fighting. So, when he was in camp, he was feeling good. Then when he was not in camp, he was struggling and he was drinking and doing stuff. And I think they had called him to fight, and it was like, oh, he was like on a, I don't know, 3 week kind of
Just a
bender.
bender.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then he's like, oh, I got to snap out of this. I got to cut a bunch of weight and stop drinking all the time. And, it's, I don't know. He seems like the kind of guy who needs to have that physical release in his life. And I get that. I mean, maybe he should talk to somebody. Just work that shit out.
Or
I
just
don't
beat his dick. I mean, you
know.
got two hands, you beat the shit out of something.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. So he had that going on. Let's see what other fights are on this card. It's a solid card. You got the Polo Costa, Robert Whitaker.
Hmm.
Fucking Costa looks like he's in goddamn phenomenal shape.
He does. That's his
He,
first fight back in a while, yeah.
yeah, because I don't know what's been going on.
A lot of shit.
Yeah. And
Drama.
he's actually underdog in that.
Yeah.
And you have Jeff Neal, Ian Gary, Rob versus Henry Cejudo. So you got some legit fights here. And then here we go. Kenzie Dern on the undercard. I feel like she should be on the main card, drop these two pies.
I
But
agree.
I think they're trying to sell the pay-per-view again. Like, let's put a hot fight on right before the fucking main event. Let's just scroll down, scroll down. I mean, it kind of dropped. Oh, Andrea Lee, Random Maverick. I like to see that fight. I feel like that one could even. I feel like this one should be the one into the main card, and then you move up the Dern Lemos, and then you drop this. Because even look at the ranking, you have 7 and 3. I get what they're doing, but it doesn't make sense. So I'd rather move that one up. But solid card.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a mix of some decisions. Maybe I think the main event might have a KO in it. We'll see. You know,
yeah, I would imagine Volkanovski is going to bounce back pretty hard on this one, because if he hit that low, he's going to come in hot, and I expect a reasonably early finish to redeem himself.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good start to a real card, you know, for the first quarter of 2024.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad because like back in the day, there was like it was every card was pretty solid. Like when I look, you know, it's old school reminiscing, but you look around the walls of, I mean, even behind me, if you can see whatever's here, it's just usually insane shit that we used to get on a regular basis, and then it just became like you can't go. I think probably back then too, I could name every person on the roster and tell you a little bit about everybody and what their style was. But again, I think we're talking 200-300 fighters, and now we're talking about 500 plus fighters. It's insane, and it's more of we got to churn out a card every week, regardless of the quality. It's quantity versus quality, and we're in a quantity problem right now, unfortunately, and we've been there for a while. But you
lots
know,
of quantity, never ending amount of quantity.
So hopefully these pay-per-views will pick that up, and we'll see what happens. Speaking of that, let's do a little sponsor action. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Let's talk about sex, guys. Remember the days when you're always ready to go? Now you can increase your performance, get that extra confidence, the jackhammer in action in the bedrooms, super duper performances. Listen up, BlueChew.com.
And just remember, Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. Best part, it's all done on the internets, made in the USA, and you can get it directly shipped to your door, like quick, you know?
That's right. If you want to fuck like a champ, you get the Blue Chew. And Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. We've got a special deal for our listeners. You can try Blue Chew free. Use our promo code NUTS at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code NUTS to receive our first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
And we're also brought to you by OneSkin. February is the month of love, so why not show some love to your skin? Most skincare routines only deliver superficial results, but thanks to today's sponsor, OneSkin, you get a scientifically proven treatment that improves the appearance and health of your skin at the cellular level. The secret? OneSkin's proprietary OS1 peptide. It's the first ingredient scientifically proven to reduce the buildup of senescent cells. These notorious zombie cells contribute to skin aging. Fewer zombie cells mean healthier, younger-looking skin with fewer lines and wrinkles, reduced age spots, and a stronger natural barrier, something that's especially important this time of year, like when it's cold. Your skin does so much for you. Return to favor with OneSkin. And for a limited time, our listeners and viewers will get an exclusive 15% off their first OneSkin purchase using the code FIT15 when you check out at oneskin.co. Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin.
That's right. I think what I just heard is it'll kill fucking zombies. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for the lotion that'll kill zombies. Got some here. I use it daily. It is very dry. My skin gets very crackly out in this temperatures, so I love to put this on. What is it? You put the lotion on?
It puts the lotion on its skin, right?
Yeah, something like that. OneSkin is more than skincare. It's about skin longevity, targeting the root cause of aging to help you look and feel your best at every age. Get started today with 15% off using code FIT15 at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with code FIT15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you the MMA Nuts MMA podcast, the best episode and MMA podcast in the world. It's time for you to expect more from your skincare routine. Invest in the health of your skin with OneSkin. Just like that.
Yes.
Back to the show. Back to the hoe.
Back to the hoe. I like it.
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm looking at the news I have.
I scratch my head.
Yeah.
For good luck.
My eyeballs are strained. Every time there's a screen that's really bright, my eyes are going like, oh, I can't read that.
I can see it. It's super. Your face is so white from the fucking like
so
screen is blasting you.
That's why I love the sites that use darker backgrounds. Anyways,
Fuck
I want to
yeah.
talk to you. I want to talk to you about Matt Brown because he had some
Matt
comments
Brown.
about this misunderstanding that Dustin Poirier supposedly had with the
It is.
UFC,
Go ahead.
right? And he was saying that he doesn't really understand what not coming to terms means. He's like, they just set the terms and you just sign the contract and you go. That's how he's always done it. And they asked me if I want to fight this guy, and I say okay. And he says I've never really negotiated or asked for a different guy. It's not really been my style. It's pretty simple for me. I've always been happy with the way they treated me and the pay they give me and everything. I don't really know what they mean when they say they didn't come to terms. The terms are you're going to fight a guy on this date. Go do it. So what are your thoughts? Good approach, bad approach?
Well, I'll just say this. Matt is a fighter, true and true.
Yes.
A businessman, not so much. But I can respect where he's coming from. Did it cost him money? Fuck yeah, it did. Because I think in there he also, I don't know if you just said that too, is that he had named his price. Like he negotiated once. He talked to Dana White and he told Dana a price he wanted, and Dana said, okay. He's like, fuck, I should ask for more. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I always go, do you really need a manager when you're in the UFC? Because I feel like there's not much negotiating going on, and the manager is taking 10, 15%. And I almost feel, and this maybe is a management question or a thought, that they should just be paid on a contract basis. They shouldn't be taking 10, 15% of your career earnings. Like, negotiate this contract and I give you like $2,000.
Like a flat rate.
Yeah, it's a flat rate. Like, why do they get so much money? Like, you're negotiating one contract that may be 5 fights, but you're going to take, let's just call it 15%. You're going to take 15% of each one of those fights. 100% bullshit.
I agree. It is bullshit. But that's the game, right? That's always been the way the game's been played. And we had the Johnny Hendricks model, which is like they pay they pay you a salary up front, even when you're not making money, and then they get like half of everything.
Yeah, they took 50% because then it became a problem once it was great when he wasn't a champion, but then he started making championship money. It was like, I'm not fucking giving you half of all this. And then I think he negotiated his way out of it, but it's the same thing because I think they're doing that. I saw something. I think it was on Real Sports on HBO. I think we've talked about this in the past, where companies were doing that with minor league baseball players, because as a minor leaguer, they're putting X amount of guys in a room. You're not getting good sleep, good food, or whatever. Companies are doing the same thing and saying, we'll take a percentage of your fucking career earnings. You're getting your own fucking like sweet hotel room. You're getting all the supplements you need. You're getting a fucking chef. You're getting all this stuff. So it's that, like, is it worth it? Because you're gonna have the best of the best training and people to help you, but at what cost? Like, are you gonna make it on your own without that help?
It's hard to know, right?
Yeah.
I tend to think that you do need help sometimes, but I think if you want it, you'll figure out a way to make it happen. And it's not good to bet the farm. Similar to like you see, like if you ever watch Shark Tank, you don't want to give away 50% of your brand new company, because those rich people on that show are like, yeah, well, sure, we'll give you like $10,000 for half your business. That's like easy, right? But you don't want to do that. That's just not a good move. Maybe 5%, not 50 or 2%.
Right. Or like someone, let's just say there was a company that we've dealt with a few companies that have made it to Shark Tank, and one of them made it there and then didn't take the deal. Then they thought they were all cool and then canceled all their relationships. and then they went out of business like a year later.
Hmm.
I wonder how that works. How that works out, huh? Anyway, side note: don't fuck the people that have been loyal to you. That's
Yes.
the moral of the story.
Hmm. Hmm.
Anyway, I saw Gina Carano just filed a lawsuit against
Oh
Disney
yes. Yep.
for being fired from The Mandalorian,
Hmm.
and Elon Musk is funding that lawsuit. So good for her. And it's another one of those stupid ones where you tweet something and whoever you're working for fires you. You should be able to have an opinion, and it shouldn't cost you your fucking job.
No.
And then there's a tie back to Gina while we're talking about this. So 17 years ago, almost to the day, here we go. February 10th, 2007, Gina Carano, Julie Kedzie competed in the first women's MMA fight in history to air on live television. Crazy thing is, watched it.
I
And then I
remember that.
forget, oh yeah, I've been watching fucking UFC and MMA since 93. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
I forget this sometimes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
oh. But yeah. And then she had her fight with Cyborg. That didn't work out so well for Gina, but
No, I mean, just like Rhonda, she kind of hit the wall eventually, right?
yeah, but then you springboard to something else. So Gina went into acting, had a career over there, still is doing stuff. She wasn't she on like the American Gladiators or something too?
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did that. She got real fucking beefy. Like, holy shit. Nice. Sometimes you got to get thick to do
Hmm.
work. But I feel like she could be back on The Mandalorian because who else was on The Mandalorian? He
Mm.
recently passed away. He was in the Rocky
Oh,
movies.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just
right.
passed away. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Carl.
Hmm.
He was in Mandalorian, fucking Rocky, Happy Gilmore. So I don't know where I'm going with that, but and then I think this all ties together too with Disney. So I saw Disney, Warner Brothers, and Fox are now going to partner, and they're creating a joint sports streaming service that's going to include
What?
ESPN, Fox Sports 1, ABC, Fox, TNT, and TBS. So are they basically just recreating cable now?
Well, I've thought this for a while now. It seems like we've gone in some weird direction now where all got away from cable like years ago,
Except for me. I still
and,
have the stupid shit.
and then you start adding this streaming thing and that streaming thing, and then you start thinking like I think I made my own cable. Like
Mhm.
yeah, it's like it's weird. And now some places are exclusive with certain things, like there was a football game I couldn't watch, like I don't know, at some point it was on Peacock or something. I'm like, I don't got fucking Peacock. Like, how do I,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's like it's confusing, right? So you kind of, yeah, I don't know. I think it's coming, and they're all gonna some big thing's gonna happen. I think it's all gonna mesh together.
Yeah, it's gonna all gonna consolidate again.
We talked about Netflix doing live streams, right, for a certain
Yeah.
event for wrestling, and it's we're heading in that direction. So
And unfortunately, I think the rumor that I'm hearing is this Disney and ESPN are going to start doing that password sharing bullshit that Netflix just did,
what's that?
where if it's not that IP address that the home account is registered on, then you're not going to be able to watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
what if you
like,
what if you're traveling?
well, you might get a temporary code for like a few days, but so like Netflix, they were all about that sharing. So like my daughter would use her account, my wife's parents would use it. So then like they shut all that off, and then I had to add another account for my daughter, add another account for my wife's parents. Like, what the fuck? And
Oh yeah,
and
they
they're
have
gonna start doing that.
member slots now so you can buy an extra slot for another. Man, okay.
Yeah, guess who's gonna need another one of those?
Uh-huh.
Right here, man. Or I've got some thoughts. I've got thoughts. We'll talk about that offline. But
Offline.
anyways, so that's
Yes.
coming down the pipeline. What else is happening?
Well, I have Here, let me see if I can share this. I have here, hopefully it's not too loud.
Yeah, there we go.
Nate Diaz and Dr. Phil.
You know, I was just asking.
Yeah, I know. Meant it though. That's what she meant.
That's right. Exactly.
Very good to meet you. Yes, sir.
Take care.
God damn, how old is Dr. Phil? He looks like he had some work done.
I like it when you said the audience is a bunch of hoes.
That's right.
They seem a little tipsy or something. I don't know.
Like fucking wasted, like high as shit, right?
Yeah, I don't know, but Dr. Phil looks happy. From what I know, I've heard and read about him. He's kind of a tough, like he's kind of a hard ass. Like even though he seems like soft, like he's kind of a, I don't know. That's from what I've read that he's
I was
a
gonna
hard
say,
ass.
I would imagine if you're successful in TV world, you're not getting there by being soft.
No.
Because I think about Ellen. She's not, she's a fucking not so nice lady. That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
And another one pretty fit. I think they're eating babies. I'm not sure. They're doing something. Like, how do these people stay young eternally?
Money, power,
Yeah, I
sex,
think there's
drugs,
something else going
rock
on.
and roll. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. As I mix a drink and let's see. Oh, I killed this bottle, so let's start a new bottle. I saw that, you know, we were talking about that Mike Tyson boxing match versus Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
I think it was last week or the week
Yeah.
before. Now there's talking about there's going to be a 4-man tournament. Still Saudi Arabia. Mark Hunt, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, and David Tua. So they're doing it's like a combat sports legends, all guys over 50.
Wow.
Like, holy shit. Like I physically know how I feel, and I don't feel great at 50. I cannot imagine physically competing unless you're on like all sorts of shit. And then still, it's got to be a motherfucker. And then a combat sport too on top of it. Like, fuck me. And if we're talking tournament, I didn't see the details of this, but are we talking you're fighting twice in a night?
I would hope
there's
not.
no way you can do that.
No.
There's no way. But if they're saying it's a 4-man tournament, that sounds, I mean, I guess that can go either way, right? You can do it in one night or multiple.
I think it would drag out over the course of 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, they would have to. They're gonna be too fucked up, right?
Yeah, no, 2 times a quarter. They probably should have some alternates.
Yeah, like the Strike Force tournament, where how Cormier snuck in there at the end and fucking won that.
Won the whole thing.
Yep. Who knew? Multiple champion, different places. Anyway, what else is going on?
Well, got some video of Chuck Liddell. I can't share audio because there's background music. I wish I could, but here he is. I don't know if you saw this. He's like, "Hey, take this leg kick." Right?
Well, I'm assuming it's like a boyfriend to his daughter, because the way he attacked that kid, I'm gonna let's see percentage. That's like 90%.
Oh man! And what about Chuck's gut? His gut
He's pregnant.
It's fucking huge. I love Chuck.
That's awesome. Fucking A, man.
I think one of the events we saw him right in person. I forgot.
Fucking massive.
I was like, oh my God, is he big? I didn't realize he doesn't like, not that he doesn't look big. He definitely looks big, but I'm like thinking like he's not that much bigger than me. And then I'm like, holy fuck.
He looked like he was 6'5" or 6'6" in person. But I mean, we've walked next to certain people and we're like, holy shit, one way or the other. Cause I remember standing next to Czech Congo and Czech looked big. And I'm like, wow, Czech's not really that big. I'm like almost the same size of him. He's probably a little bigger than me, but I didn't feel
lean,
like
very lean.
Like, but then remember we saw Sergey Karatanov backstage at Glory. I'm like, holy fuck, that guy is a monster. He's massive.
He's crazy big, solid lumberjack dude. Or BJ Penn.
BJ Penn was so tiny, and I was made a joke like I go down to shake his hand, like, hey, little man.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Dana was actually pretty big meeting him, but he had like tiny little boy hand when I shook his hand. I'm like, oh, little small hand guy. Okay. But it's just because you can't gauge the size of people when you see them on TV until you see them in person, because every UFC fighter will look like a giant. And I think the most shocking one was BJ Penn. I'm like, God damn, you're
Super
tiny.
tiny. Yep. Really small.
But then again, he's a 155 pounder. So I'm
Yeah.
like fucking 70 pounds bigger than you. Something like that. I don't know.
Depending on the day.
That's right. And I don't even know how tall he was. He's probably 5'5", 5'6". So,
Yeah.
or Joe Rogan height. But
Mhm.
anyway, there was another list out of the top 100 highest paid athletes. I'll
Ooh.
pull this fucker up. I like to see these when these come out. And one of the things that was weird this time around, as I share the screen, no MMA fighters on here. So again, and this blows my mind. This is in a fucking year.
Oh yeah.
Ronaldo, 275 million. Is that legal?
It's
You can
legal.
make that much in 1 year?
Oh, John Brown makes that much? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
because did he sign with
Live or
yeah,
live. Yeah, he
yeah.
did. Yeah.
Which I mean everybody should have. I don't know what they were doing because I thought they kind of combined or whatever.
Hmm.
Messi, I mean 130, well, he's half of fucking Ronaldo. And then you go to basketball. The other thing you don't see, there's no fucking hockey players on here. Because
No.
I think the
Or
most is
football.
we'll get into football because you got the quarterbacks.
Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. Yep, I see them. He passed him.
Yeah. So I'm trying to color code it. Okay, I gotta look for orange, pink is soccer, and then a lot of golf guys, and you get into the baseball. There's boxing, Canelo, Alvarez.
Anthony Joshua's down there.
Yeah,
24.
you can kind of get the gist. And then there's a shit ton of basketballs.
Jake Paul is
Oh, he's
about
on there? Oh yeah.
number 37. Yeah.
Well, 37 million in like purse and then 10 million in endorsements. So they're also throwing endorsements in. I
Yeah.
don't know how fucking super accurate this is, but you know, you
I
kind of get
mean,
it.
it's accurate enough in saying that, MMA guys are not really on this list.
No, I mean, you get it. I think there was like 5 or 6 boxers on here and Jake Paul, or what you want to consider him. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, Connor used to make that list, but he hasn't fought, never fights. I don't
No.
know what the fuck's happened with him. I heard he was lipping off with Dana again, but who knows? I don't know if I had a UFC 300 because I thought they were supposed to announce something today, and I know I have some Jon Jones shit later, but I'll just say, John just said within the past couple of days, Dana had asked him the headline UFC 300,
And did he say,
and
he
he
said
fucking
no?
turned it down. He fucking turned. He's like, I'm not. He's like, I only got a couple fights left in me. Like, I don't want to come back too soon and fuck up my shit. Like, I'm not
Right.
quite ready. I'm close, but I'm not quite ready. And I'm not gonna take, like, it's a super short notice fight now if he took that.
I mean, that makes
And
sense.
then I mean, again, I think he would fight Brock Lesnar. I think that's what they would make. Because he's not
Oh,
gonna come back and fight Stipe. Like fucking Stipe to headline UFC 300. Like, you're supposed to blow my dick off, whatever this fucking announcement's supposed to be for the main
mhm.
event. He said they owe us 2 more fight announcements. It still is not the most epic card. And I think they're struggling, like we've talked about. Like, you don't have all your stars ready to fight.
No, no. Yeah, I think well, Dana came out and said, I think like a day or two ago, um and he said, I know what I'm trying to do with UFC 300, but what I'm trying to do and what is going to happen could end up being two completely different things. Um so that doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth. Like I don't I, it's April. It's right now it's February. We're like 2 months out.
2 months.
So you're gonna have to sign someone this week unless you want to put a fight on like, on short notice, but that seems fucked up. The headline a card, I don't know. I don't
I don't know either. I don't know what the
I
fuck they're
think that
doing.
card's in trouble. I think is what I think.
Well, they're stuck because all your stars, you have a handful of superstars, and all the other UFC 100s, 200s were fucking epic. And now you're kind of backed into a corner and you need to do something fucking crazy.
Well, here's the thought I had the
Go
other
ahead.
day, just thinking about this. This is a perfect opportunity for the UFC to say, fuck it. We got a problem. Let's not stay in the box. Let's get out of the box and let's put on some spectacle as a main event, or at least put it on the card as a co-main event if we're not going to make it the main event. Something
Sure.
crazy that isn't really even couldn't may not even be MMA strictly. Could be boxing, could be who knows. Like give us something that we're like, yeah, we want to tune in for this shit.
Right.
I couldn't think of what it would be, but
Well,
but
like back in the day, it would have been like Joe Rogan, Wesley Snipes, Dana White, Tito Ortiz boxing match that
yeah,
never happened.
no, the
Yeah.
Fedor.
Yeah. Do you bring him? Like, how much does it cost to get him back for a fight these days?
Fedor versus Brock. I mean, shit.
But do people even want to see that at this point? That's a problem too. Like that was something 10 years ago,
Uh-huh.
or whatever. Not now. Is he gonna do the Jake Paul? Is he gonna jump the shark that hard?
I
But I think Jake's got a boxing match coming up, so he can't do that. So
yeah.
it's interesting. They're in a fucking pickle for sure. So we'll see what happens. I'm not confident. I'm not,
Yeah.
because I think he's just scrambling at this point. Like we're so fucked. And if someone holds out right now, god damn, I feel like every day they hold out is another $100,000. So
Yep.
if you're Dustin Poirier right now, you keep fucking squeezing that fucking lemon, you'll get the juice,
Yeah.
bitch.
You train hard and you just hang out and you wait.
Yeah, because then you're fucking your opponent also. The harder, because they're
Yes.
like, do I keep training? Do I not? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Donald Cerrone was recently uh part of the I think the Power Slap
yeah.
sixth event, right? And they interviewed him on there and they asked him what did he think about Power Slap? And he said, I love it. This is like if you just want to watch knockout, knockout, knockout and hear CTE brain damage, this is the event. He's, he said, um, but in light of all that, he also said, not even I would do this as he was laughing. He's like, you got to be fucking nuts to do it, but it's fun because it's like KO, KO, KO. It's really what it is. So, I mean, let's be real. That's exactly what it is, right?
100%. You're not defending yourself, and typically they'd stop a fight if it was happening. And also at that event, look at this fucking crew. Like, if I could have a street fight crew, you got to pick a three. Look at the three sitting next to each other here. You got Jorge Masvidal, Sean Strickland, and Cowboy Cerrone.
Wow.
You're gonna do all right.
I think you'll be okay.
You'll be all right. They'll take care of some shit for you. And I have one. You have that other Motley crew. That was fucking Nate Diaz and Dr. Phil. So holy shit.
Double Motley Crew.
Seriously. Like, when are they ever going to get together? And then Sage Northcutt remember he had those issues with the visa shit. He went into
Yes.
some detail somewhere. And this is what he said. He said, one championship is implying that I pulled out of that Shinya fight for unseen circumstances. That is completely inaccurate. I sent one championship the necessary paperwork they required to get my coach's visas 48 days ahead of the event. I was told by them over the phone and by text, my main jiu-jitsu coach, Fabio Prado, did not need a visa since I paid for his airfare, flights, and trips, so he is not classified as a working employee that needed a visa, and my other coach could get in as a tourist, so he didn't need one either. My coaches were there for almost a week, and I was not informed that two of them could not coach until hours before my match. I received a text from an unknown number that texted me for the first time that day. That was a ticket salesman asking me about getting my two coaches complimentary tickets to watch my fight in the audience. I personally believe that one championship was not going to inform me that my coaches were not allowed to corner me till I arrived at the arena to fight. If I did not hear from a ticket salesman hours earlier, we were also told hours before my match that if my coaches violated the visa requirements and were caught on camera, they would be arrested, and there was a 99.8% conviction rate on all arrests. I made it clear to one championship that I was not flying from America to Japan if I didn't have my 3 coaches. I was told before I left to Japan by an executive that I would not have to fight without my coaches. They knew before I left that I would not be able to have 2 of my coaches. They never told me my coaches could be thrown in prison for any visa violation. There's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with one championship, with what caused me to withdraw from my last fight, as well as other things that I will talk about at a later time on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever else. And he says drug testing, weight cutting policies, active athlete / roster, one stability, etc. So he said all that, and then I forgot where it was, but who the fuck's that? Viking wrestler Josh Barnett. Josh Barnett said that that's all bullshit. Like, he's been there a million times. You don't need fucking visas.
So what's
It's
the
not a
problem?
problem. So I don't know. But again,
It seems like they wanted him to lose or something.
yeah. Or they're just like promoting that fight for Wolf tickets, because then he didn't fight. And that was, I don't know if Sage is the draw. You know, is he the draw over there? I don't
Maybe.
know.
I mean, in some capacity, he kind of looks like a superhero.
Right.
So maybe.
So just kind of weird.
It is a super weird story.
So anyway, that's his side. Hopefully we'll hear more in the future. What else is happening?
I got one more tie-in story. Sean Strickland, real quick. He had this I don't know what you would call like an exhibition match in the gym against said YouTuber here, and here he is blasting the shit out of somebody in the gym. I don't know if I can play the sound. The guy obviously has no MMA skills. All he's doing is walking
defending
backwards.
and walking backwards in a straight
Yeah.
line.
Yes. And Strickland is just like, I'm gonna let you keep having the. I mean, it's just, and there's Forrest Griffin. He's like, that's enough. Be done. Bloodied him up pretty good. What do you make of this? Like, whenever these fighters do this stuff, I'm like, dude, you're risking a lot by doing this stuff. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't make sense. But
Well, he was telling that guy afterwards, he's like, nice job. I just kept coming after you because you didn't go down. I was just going to keep hitting you until you went down. I'm okay with it. I feel like that's a YouTuber who, I don't know what the agreement was either, like stepping in. Did he say like, I want to like fuck you? I think you're bullshit. Like some of these random like off the street guys that come in.
No, I don't think it was that.
Or like, was it respectful? I mean, I kind of need to know the backstory before I can give 100% input on that. But at the other side of this is Sean is gonna fuck you up. Do you think he's not gonna go 100% on you? Do you think he's gonna stop when they throw a towel in? He's not gonna stop until someone physically grabs him. Like, I'm not surprised by that, and no one should expect anything less from it. And even Donald Trump now is behind Sean Strickland because he's actually replaced Colby Covington as well. He should, because even in a speech that Trump did, he was giving some congratulations to Sean Strickland, and then they even had a face-off between the two of them. Yeah. So look at that. Like, Trump about shit himself there. Like, oh my God, I could have almost died.
Trump a lefty?
He might be.
Like,
I don't know.
You know,
but a lot of these guys put their hands up, and I don't think they've ever put their hands up before when they get into a stance. They're like, what do I do? What do I do with my hands? Like fucking point. Will Ferrell in that movie. I can never think. It's not
It's too
Days of Thunder.
too late for me to think. Days of Thunder? What? No.
No, that's the Tom Cruise racing one.
Talladega Nights?
That's right. There you go.
Yeah.
But the same
Okay.
guy was in Days of Thunder.
He was.
Not the main actor,
Yes.
but the other guy. Weird.
Robert Duvall.
Mm-mm. No, the guy was in Step Brothers with him.
Oh.
That other actor.
I know what you're talking about.
You guys know. I'm not gonna fucking look it up. It's a lot of work. I saw. Here's a weird one. Chris Cyborg is gonna train Holly Holm for her UFC 300 return against fucking Kayla Harrison.
I like it.
It's cool that she's doing it, but how does that help replicate Kayla's style? That's my question. Because like Kayla's style and Cyborg's style, it couldn't be more different.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just a matter of getting somebody in to train, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to have one of the best fighters in the planet as a female to train with, 100% great idea.
Yeah.
But to mimic a style, not so much.
No. Maybe she just really likes her. They're friends.
Are you trying to give me some of this action?
I don't know. Maybe.
Sweet. Well, one of them has an OnlyFans. They just don't know how to use it yet.
They're going fishing and hanging out with doing
Here's the
stuff.
Cyborg. Let's talk to her backstage at the bass fishing event here in fucking Bumblefuck, Tennessee's.
Bass fishing.
Yep. Something like that. Let's see what else I got here. We had but I was talking about Jon Jones earlier. I'm gonna pull him up here. He was talking about how, I'm not quite ready. But then you see a video like this. And he's fucking like spearing someone. You tell me he's not ready to fight? He's not fight ready right there?
Trying to think, does that take pectoral muscles? Maybe not.
Fuck yeah, it does. That's how he ripped it before. He was taking someone down. He's 100%. He's a fucking liar.
Wolf tickets.
Wolf tickets, Ingo. I'm going to give you the fight move of the week. This is a new category for us. This is on a street fight. We're going to see a couple street fights. I normally don't play these because we get into trouble. But anyway, check this move out. Goddamn James Brown! Motherfucker! He's hitting that. I wish I could play James Brown.
That is awesome. Get up. Get on up.
Yeah.
Get on up.
Yeah. And then I've never seen this action. I got to turn the volume down. We're gonna skip around a little bit. There was a fight over the weekend. We had a 3 versus 1.
Ooh.
3 versus 1. The one won the fight.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Oh, this looks like 3 boys and 1 man.
Right. But we're gonna keep it small. Oh, they got a gong and everything. Go hit it, G. All right, gong at motherfucker. What are we doing? Let's get to the fight.
He's very excited.
All right, gong. So they actually had the right technique of you want to take the guy down, right? Take him down. And the thing is, they actually know MMA. The other 3, they're just a weight class or 2 below him. So there's a lot of action going on. I'm going to fast forward.
Are we going to see some KOs?
Something. I think we get a submission somewhere. Like the big guy's in trouble.
He is in trouble.
I don't know why. Oh, it must have been. They're doing 2-minute rounds, which probably makes sense.
They're just swarming him like a.
Well, you like one guy should grab a leg, but he guillotined that one guy. Like one guy's in a guillotine while he's still getting teed off on. That guy went to sleep.
Oh wow, he's out.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
So you got one down, and then they restarted as a 2 versus 1.
2 versus 1. Okay.
So let's go a little forward. I love this shit.
You're funny.
But he's got his back to the other guy. Never do that. When you're fighting multiple people, you want back against the wall, all attackers, and you would try to keep them in a line, so you're only fighting one at a time.
Oh, they got the choke in.
Yeah, we're moving forward. He's got another guy locked up. He's got a fucking guillotine. Tapped another guy. Now this last guy is I was like, that's not great. That's not great.
Yeah, but old man is tired now.
Yeah. Because now you can just walk this little guy down. He's just
He's
manhandling
like, all
him
right, come
into
here,
a
you little
fucking rear naked
bastard.
choke. Fucking trying to sink his hooks in. You don't even need the hooks in. You could just fucking choke him out. That guy is probably gassed anyway.
Thought you're
He's
gonna
so
win, you little
tiny.
bastard.
Yeah.
I got you now, bitch.
Oh, bye.
That's
Tap
it.
early, tap quick.
Three submissions. Impressive.
That's fucking cool as shit. I want to see more of this.
Mhm.
I saw Dana White was talking about Ronda Rousey. I think this was all the deposition shit. So someone asked, it's like the question and answer. The question is probably whoever's doing a deposition, and then Dana's the answer. So question is, well, Ronda Rousey wasn't a star at the time that she was fighting under contract with Strikeforce, right? Dana White, till I turned her into a star. Question. Right, but the point is she wasn't a star at Strikeforce, correct? Dana White, yeah, no. Question. Okay, so I can't quite read this. Something this time is 2013. Dana White. Just for a record, I turned her into a star immediately when she got into the UFC. And they're like, okay. And Dana White, her first fight. So do you think that's accurate? Because her first fight was against Liz Carmouche for the fucking whatever pie weight title. Was she a star prior?
I think she was budding. I
Yeah.
know. I think that's why they brought her over. I do think that there was a lot of cross promotion going on and different kinds of marketing. That they had like a show and those episodes leading up to the fight. I would say that he definitely contributed to her rise in stardom from where she was at. But I don't know about if he turned her and like he didn't pluck her out of no, like bumblefuck Idaho. Like
No.
people knew who she was, and that it was exciting when it happened. So I disagree with that part. I don't think he turned her into a star. I think he helped her become a star, but she was already there. Like,
Yeah, she was on the path. It's just the promotion helped for sure, but
yeah,
like I knew she was first round armbar. That's how I knew her because we were watching fucking Strikeforce, right?
yep, judo
So
throws and arm bars. Yep,
yeah, like she's gonna fucking get a first round armbar again. And then she almost lost that fight to Carmouche because Carmouche was like neck cranking her and
yep,
almost tapped her too. And that would
that's
have
right.
fucking potentially destroyed her career
Yep.
if Carmouche won that. So
Because that shit with me, the broken arm with Misha Tate, wasn't that in Strikeforce?
yeah, it was in Strikeforce. They
Yeah,
fought
so it's like
two
bullshit,
times.
bullshit. Like she was already a star,
Yeah.
So yeah, talking Dana. He likes to take lots of
Well,
credit for things.
it's everything. It's
Yes.
everything. Yeah, scrolling back through.
I just have knowledge left, so
Yeah, I'm working through. I got about a handful more things. So you're talking about this waste management Phoenix Open. So I want to
mhm.
play. There was a street fight that happened there. The street fight sucks, but I want you to pay attention to one of the phrases said in the crowd watching this fight. Maybe the best thing I've ever heard.
Jesus.
I think it's around here. Terrible fight, by the way. Did you hear that? Yeah. Grab his dick and twist it! Yeah. I didn't know we're still yelling, grab his dick and twist it! I love it. I love it.
Apparently we are.
Fucking Viva Las Vegas. All right.
Viva Las Vegas.
I love it. And then hopefully this will open on this browser. Otherwise, I got to find another browser. I just saw Felice Herrig just retired from MMA.
Oh, no kidding.
I didn't know she was still fighting. So I figured, oh, let's pull up her Instagram. You know, she usually offers up some stuff. I believe she's on OnlyFans, you know.
Strange bird, that one.
She is. Her dad was one of our trainers for a little bit, which was weird. And we did see her in person, and she did come into that place where we were training, and goddamn was she tiny. And
She
we
was
saw her
really
fight
tired.
in person, I think, a
Couple
couple
times.
times
Yeah.
locally.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a little tweet a week. We got a handful. Let's see what happens here. I'll open 3, and then I'll play them all. But I think they're playing on the background, so let me pre-pause some of these because they like to play
Autoplay.
randomly here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn the sound off. Hey, you got a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. It's a fucking Wienermobile. I love the Wienermobile, man.
Amazing.
And let's see what's this one. So get that stupid mask off your face and bring your titties over here, girl.
Oh my God.
That damn raccoon's getting a little frisky with the lady friend.
She seems to enjoy it.
Yeah, she liked that.
What the hell?
Putin? Yeah, I like Putin. Putin my cock up your mother's ace. I'm like, what? I didn't remember hearing that on The Sopranos, but apparently that was there.
What a great show. One of the best shows ever on TV. I always think about going back and rewatching it, but it's
a lot of work.
It's a commitment with 5 seasons, right? So, but it's so good. There were so many one-liners in that show where I'm spitting out my drink. I'm like, he did not just fucking say that, or crazy shit that would happen.
Yeah,
you know?
And he had his therapist, and he was trying to bang. And did he ever hook up with the therapist? I don't remember if he ever got her.
I think he did.
There's a lot of tension, a lot of sexual tensions.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do a little KO of the week. This comes from Epic new event with a new fighting surface. You can scope the fighting surface when I put this up here. I don't know how loud this will be.
Kumite.
It's on like a padded skateboard ramp. The gong again. I don't know if this is the same event.
Why do those guys have to be shirtless? I don't get it.
I don't know.
This looks epic.
And out. The knee.
This is
I don't know.
Literally like blood sport, but
yeah,
smaller.
It's got that feel. I like it. I don't know why those guys had that safety vest on. I think they're doing a little safety dance.
Mm-hmm.
And then that takes us right into knowledge. What do you got?
My piece of knowledge is this beautiful video I found on the internet, so I wanted to get your take on it.
Sure.
New sport.
Nice. I do like, what is this sport again?
Curling.
Thank you. I always thought naked women's curling would be the best, but this might beat it.
Pretty epic.
I'm down with this. This is a Barstool Sports knowledge thing. They just said a pro thong bikini protest has been organized for Friday in Australia after a businessman wrote a letter to the local mayor asking for them to be banned from their beaches. So they're just giving you a taste of what you might see on said beaches. So just giving you a little preview of what could be going down. I always thought that was neat.
Mm-hmm.
Like sand. Sand's neat. Someone might even say it's nice. I don't know.
Das ist gut. Yeah.
But you can kind of get a hint of where they're going with this.
I do get a hint of where they're going.
I mean, they really went deep on that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And we'll close this out. So I didn't know every car had this option. So when you're driving, there's, a lot of modes. And apparently this one's got the fucking blowjob mode.
Wow.
I don't know what it does.
That sounds awesome. But
it puts the blinkers on. Lets people know. Maybe the car takes over. It's like Tesla mode and fucking drives for you. It's super like brakey though. Maybe it just pulls you over. I don't know. Does something nice. That's what it's all about. Just do nice things to people.
Yeah.
And things will be returned upon you tenfold. The nicer you are, the nicer things happen to you. On that note, the show done.
Oh, man, am I tired. That has been this week's edition of MMANUTS. My name is Ingo Weigel.
I'm Akira. Thanks for playing.
See you guys next time.